Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Bernie from EWPRO. So on the DXY, the daily, we're looking for this C down, possibly down to this 100 pip. Ideally, it goes and breaks this ending point of wave A. The H4 sort of have this extended wave Y. So I'm looking at a WXY X2 and we get a Z down here, finishing off wave Y, and then we get X2 and then a Z down. So on H1, looking at this flat, like I showed on the higher time frame, got an impulse down. So if you get a little flag in here, Monday, Tuesday, you can look for the sell to go and break the low for wave 5, and then you'll be looking for that larger correction. And then the waves head down on the H4. AU on the daily, we're looking for this wave C up to that 100 fib. Have been looking for a larger correction in here on the H4, like an A, B, C, and we get this C down and then we get a larger C up. We haven't got that move down to give us a nice entry. On the H1, we had 3 down in here. We had 3 down. There was a little bit of consolidation here to buy. It's just about broken that top, and more than likely we'll get the bearish divergence. You'd have to go down onto the lower time frames. You may get a little correction in here for a WXY and X2 and scalp a Z up, but ideally wherever this in here ends, I'd like to see a nice impulse down to finish off this B wave and then get a nice setup, which can be a larger C up, or it may turn motive. GU's pretty much similar, but on the daily it is quite difficult to there's a couple of different scenarios, like I've mentioned. There's this scenario here where it's an A, this is a B, and we get the C up, which is the way I'm looking at it now. Before I was looking at this as an A, B, C, and we get this is an A wave and we get a choppy wave in here. Well, this has turned motive in here, so I'm not really looking for it like an A, B, C in here anymore. On the H4, it is quite choppy. I mean, we are getting the bearish divergence. It was sort of like AU. I was looking for a nice wave down in here for an A, a B, and a C to buy. Give me something to buy from a better level. It hadn't done that, but yeah. At this stage, it started off nicely. This pair, we got that 1, 2, 3, the ball hidden, and the 5th one up. Then we got an A. Looking at all that as a B. It did cross down here. There is a ball hidden here, so I'm not surprised that this did go and break that top. Ideally, it would have given us a little bit further downside, giving us a better entry to get in on it, but it didn't do that. It's pretty much the same as AU now. You'd be waiting for a little correction or flag in here on Monday, Tuesday, just for a scalp. The buys at this stage are just really a scalp. Even though we're looking for more upside on the daily, we need the larger correction. We could look at this as the larger correction, but yeah, it was quite messy. EU on the daily looks a bit better. We got that A, B. We're looking for this wave C up. H4, we've got a nice impulse down. Well, we got this like WXY, getting a nice impulse down. I'll be looking for a B wave and a C down to finish off this wave X, and then I'll be looking for that wave Z up. So you may be able to scalp this C down and then look for the buy for the wave Z. On the H1, we got that extended wave Y, which played out beautifully. We got that WXY, X2, and the Z up. Like I said, we got that nice impulse down. I'd just be looking for a correction in here, another one down, giving us 3 down, and then look for that wave Y, wave Z up. NU on the daily, we're just looking for that wave C up as well, up to the 100 fib. H4 is quite choppy. It's getting quite difficult to buy. We do have a bad divergence, but like AU on the H1, we did get 3 down in here, so you could have looked to scalp it. So we got this 1, 2, 3 down. You know, this was quite messy, breaking the top. We're getting all that bearish divergence, so you got to be really careful buying. It's mainly just scalping until we get the larger correction. GY on the daily. We're looking at that extended wave Y, WXY, X2, the Z up in the wave Y. We got that wave Z up. I'm getting all this bearish divergence now. I'll be looking for the X2, so the WXY, X2, and then get that Z up. H4, we got that WXY, X2. We had that ball hidden there, like I mentioned, and it's gone up and broken the top. So we got all that bearish divergence now. This still is looking rather bullish. So we may get another buy scalp, and this may turn into a larger correction here as like an A, B, C. And then you get an A, B, C as the flat. Similar size to this over here. And then we get another one up. It's another scenario there. We're at the top of the market on this pair, so you have to take caution in buying at the top. UY on the daily, we're looking for this C down. H4 is quite choppy. During the week, I was looking at this A, B, C in here, this flat here, and then we get an A, B, C. Nothing's changed there. I'm still looking at that as the correction. Would have liked it to come up a little bit further in that C wave, but that's fine. Like in here, I would have liked to come up a little bit further before falling over, but it's fallen over, which is the structure I was looking at anyway, running flat. So you can look to sell this, first targeting the 100 fib. So Monday, Tuesday, you'd be looking for a sell setup in here, targeting that 100 fib. That'd be your first target. Your second target is this 161.8. USD CAD on the daily, this isn't playing very nicely. I had this X1 and this X2. They're both of a similar size. We're looking for this wave Z up. Unfortunately, this wave Y top hadn't been broken in this wave Z. So it's starting to become very difficult to trade. Sort of looking at some sort of a flat, an A, B, and a C up. So we may get a reversal in here. Well, not a reversal, but a continuation. But there is no buy set up on it. And nothing's changed since last week. We're looking for this C down. Like we got the 5 up, A, B, C, finishing off the B wave, and then we get that A, B, C. We're getting that C down. It's gone past 100 fib. Possibly can get down to this 161.8. And then if you get any buy set up, I'll be looking for buys. I'm more interested in the buys. We got 5 up here, so I'd be looking for another 5 up here. We're getting all this bullish divergence on the H1, just waiting for a setup, basically a buy setup. For the sells, I mean, you could look for a sell. If you got some sort of a bear hidden in here, you could scalp another sell. The Swissy on the daily, you can see what sort of structure. Nothing's changed since last week. I'm looking at an A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Still looking for this wave X2 on the H4. Got this like WXY. I'm waiting for this X2 and then a Z down before we get this larger impulse up here to finish off this B wave. It hasn't played out. It's just kept on coming down and down. Would really like to see that X2 and then it waves Z down, then give us this larger C up like this A, B, this C up in here. So at this stage, I'm really only looking for buys, but it may just turn into an X2, the buy. It's just not giving any buy setups, unfortunately, at this stage. EG is playing out pretty much exactly how we're looking at it on the daily. We're looking at that A, B, extended wave C. So we got an A, B, C. Oh, sorry, a WXY, X2. We're getting this wave Z down. It can come down to this 100 fib here. Ideally, excuse me, it breaks this ending point of wave Y. Pretty much to get in this now, you have to wait for a correction. It's gone too far. I wouldn't be trying to scalp sells down here. These were the opportunities up here, not down here. You'd really have to wait on the H1. Like you'd have to wait for some sort of a bear hidden, like before you could look for a sell. And there is no buy on it. Yeah. You'd have to wait for a correction and then look for a sell. WTI. I'll just go over this last bit here. We got the 5 down here. That's the low. We got an impulse up. This is looking impulse here. So I'm looking for an A, B, C. We're in this B wave. On the H4, it's pretty much playing out how I'm looking at it. Looking at this like W, X, Y, X2, and we get this Z down. There was a nice setup on Friday to get this. And this was it here. You know, if you're on that, probably keep your stop there above this top. And yeah, if you get any sell setups, look for the sells. You know, pull that wave Z down. You'll be targeting the 161.8 and the 123.6. So the 123.6 is your first target, and the second target is that 161.8 for this wave Z. Looking at gold, again, I was looking for a correction in here, like an A, B, C in here. That never happened. Instead, it just kept on going up. The first target's at 123.6 on the H4. Well, sorry, the 100 fib on the H4. But on the weekly, like I've gone over quite a few times, you know, we're looking at that 123.6 and the 161.8 as the targets. If I just quickly go to the daily, the weekly. So, you know, we got this like W, X, Y, X2, and we're getting this set up. You know, 123.6 first target, 161.8 as a second target. Yeah, on the daily, it's just one wave up at this stage. You can see I was looking for this a B wave. I was looking at a B, and try and get this C down. We never got that C down. Instead, like Friday, you know, there was a nice buy set up on a Friday as well. It's just not giving ourselves setups to get that C down. This was all the correction. So we get an A, B, and we're getting that C up now, up to the up to this 100 fib. Yeah, to buy now, I mean, this one here wasn't too bad. Like I said to the people in the room, you know, we didn't have any bearish divergence, looking very corrective. You know, you definitely can buy this. You get the setup. Silver, very similar to gold. Looking at this 3 down, we're looking for this. We got 5 up in here. We got 3 down. So I'm looking for another 5 up here. I haven't changed the count yet, but we're looking for this wave C up on the H4. It's turned motive. We've gone past that 100 fib. So the next target would be that 161.8. Sure, no, it's not on there. But yeah, we don't have any bearish divergence. So we're nearly up to that 123.6. Ideally now, you'd be waiting for the X2. So we get a W, X, Y, wherever wave Y ends, you'd be waiting for an X2 and then looking for that Z up. At this stage, there really isn't any trades on it. You know, you'd be just scalping the buys if you're looking for the buys, and there is no sell set up on it at this stage. So Bitcoin, So this A, B, C as a flat to go and break the low never played out. Instead, we had that bull hidden here, like I've mentioned, and it went up and broke the top. We sort of got the 5 up. We got that W, X, Y, X2, and we got that Z up. Then I'm looking at this as an A, B. I'm looking at this as a B wave, and we get a C down. There's some sort of a flat. I need a C down and then a buy setup to buy. You know, I don't want to be buying up the top here, especially when we have all this bearish divergence. Sooner or later, you know, we get this C down, if it is a C down. And then if we get the buy set up, well, then we can start looking for buys again. Yeah, H1's the same. You know, there's so much bearish divergence here. It's just, in my opinion, it's way too risky to be even like looking for scalps on this, you know. But yeah, S&P 500. So this is playing out how we've been looking at it for a very long time. You'll see if you go into my trading view, you'll see that I put out a buy here for A, B, C. It turned into a wave Y, which was fine, and then we got 3 down in here, so we're looking for that wave Z up. The first target's at 123.6 and the second target's at 161.8. This is looking very motive, and it's not giving any corrections. So yeah, I would be waiting for a correction to buy. You know, H1 is where we got getting all the bearish divergence. You know, it makes it very risky to be buying until we get a larger correction. Wait for a larger correction before you look for another buy, unless you just want to scalp up the top here. AU 200, very similar. Nothing's changed. We're looking for this C up. This one did give a nice correction. So I wouldn't be surprised if this turns motive and we get a W, X, Y, X2 and a Z up to that 100 pip on the daily. So yeah, if you go down to the lower time frames, wait for a correction and look for the buy. The FTSE, really, like I've said, you know, I'd be keeping out of this personally, but last week we were looking for a sell in here. It's still looking very bearish. You know, we sort of got that like 1, 2, 3 down in here. I was looking at 1, 2, 3. We never got any near that 100 pip. So since then, it's really become difficult because all this in here can be a correction for downside, like an A, some sort of a B, and we get a C down. So, and then we get like an A, B, C in here. So it's sort of not, I don't really know the structure of what's going on in here, you know. We got this nice impulse up here. Then we had 3 down, but we never got that impulse up. This doesn't look impulsive, it looks rather corrective. So it's been hard. And yeah, last week we were looking for a sell. We got a bull hidden in here to go up and break the top. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up as a WXYZ, a 333 or 335 complex correction. And then more than likely we'll get another one down in here. I don't know. Unless we look at this as a leading diagonal, you know, yeah. The DAX, on the other hand, has taken off. We are looking for it to go and break this top for that A, B, C. We got that A, B, C in here. So we're looking for it to go and break this ending point of wave Z, because we got 5 up in here, very large A, B, C in here, and we're getting more upside, so we may get another 5 up here. To buy this now, you know, I mean, if you're buying down here, not up here, you really have to wait for a correction. Like, you know, you really need to wait for a correction before you can buy this safely at this stage. H1, we were looking for that wave Z up. We got that. This is very motive. We got that like W, X, Y, X2, and that Z up. We had that bull hidden in here, like I mentioned. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the week. So basically now, all we'll be looking for is a larger correction in here, larger than these corrections over here, and then you could look for the buy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.